A love letter to Appalachia. That's what Nicholas Crockett made in his first feature film, Glass Valley.
It is a film about place, and that place is here.
Here is a place Crockett is familiar with. He's from Morristown and has lived in the area for over 30 years. If you watch his film, you can tell.
B-O-Y-D, yes.
Glass Valley begins with the main character's car breaking down in the middle of nowhere.
This sort of sets the tone of Boyd being alone, and that's like a theme in the film.
The main character, Boyd, is about to see his estranged father, an experience that will introduce him to a seedier side of life.
And all based on a true story? You just talked about that.
Maybe.
Just a strong maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
See, Crockett says this film is not about his life, or maybe it is.
I wanted his sort of life story and his scenario and his environment to be his own. And that allowed me to think about his narrative from an outside perspective.
Was it at all like rewriting how you would have done things different?
Well, it's funny that you say that because the whole premise of this film is exactly that. There's like one pivotal moment. There's the way that I would have done it or did do it, and then there's the way that Boyd does it, you know? And that was actually honestly the catalyst for like the script, was just like, what if?
It's a film about family, solitude, and the way that home lingers in your soul.
It's the thing that I'm the most proud of from my creative portfolio and professionally.
Glass Valley is this storyteller's fictional reflection on his own life.
I love this final shot because it's Boyd back to being by himself with the car, like in the beginning of the film, and it's quiet, and so much has happened, and he just sits with himself for a long time.
Batmite. It's a short documentary about the origins of Knoxville's skate scene and the man who built it from the ground up.
My name is Brian Beauchesne. In the late 70s, mid to late 70s, skate parks opened up. They existed to make money. And when the money didn't work out, the skate parks closed. Here you are in Knoxville after skating all these beautiful skate parks, all gone. Where are you going to skate?
For Emma Caskill, one of the three filmmakers, this project hits close to home. As a skateboarder herself, Caskill sees her community's roots in this film.
They built everything that we have now to be able to skate freely and safely. So for them to risk this for skateboarding and for the future community to have a safe place to skate is really awesome.
And for Jake Morlock, who grew up in the area, it's a chance to see his home in a new light, framed through faded photos of the past.
That's the crazy part to me, is growing up here is like I know exactly where this is at, and to see it so like captured, like pictures like this is crazy.
Caskill, Morlock, and Maria Feta made Batmite well in school, and they're all new to filmmaking.
As we start editing it together, we're like, wow, oh, we are amateurs. Like,
But after long editing sessions,
we all sat around this computer and
For hours.
sifting through endless footage,
so much archive, and there's so many photos.
and tackling those unexpected challenges that only a filmmaker would know.
We're working with the LEDs in his store, color grading that. It is really hard.
They're gaining the confidence to claim their artistic title.
I guess we are filmmakers.
I guess we are. Yeah.
These amateurs turned artists have brought Knoxville's skate scene from the streets to the screen.
I'm sure those people at the gas station were like, once we asked them to shoot there, and then we had a goat outside. What is going on here?
Solo Otra Dia. It's a short film made by local filmmaker Matt Webb about hard work and hidden wealth, and a man underestimated by those who can only see the surface.
I like that shot.
That's one of my favorite shots that we've done so far.
Hey, sorry about that wait. How was everything?
It was okay. Service was a little slow.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry. It's just been...
Yeah, that took a while to actually get right. There was a lot of resets, and those resets took a while.
And look how nasty that stuff is, whatever they came up with.
Don't worry about it, folks. We got somebody who can take care of this. Jaime, vamos?
I don't really get to be creative in my day job, so it's fun to be able to be creative and to use that side of my brain.
By day, Webb is an attorney, but by night, he's a storyteller, acting, writing, and directing films.
This is the Superman part. The Clark Kent part is the job I have to do every day.
But unlike Superman, Webb's secret identity isn't so secret.
More and more people are starting to find out and rib me about it.
Webb's inspiration for Solo Otro Dia came while in law school. He wanted to tell a story about a blue-collar worker who's assumed to be on the losing end of life, but in reality is winning.
Muy rico.
Gracias, gracias.
It just flips who you think is actually rich. He seems like he's somebody that just is miserable because of the work that he's doing, but really, in fact, he's the most happy at the end.
This story, it's a reminder that true wealth lives in the intangible things, the warmth of home, the laughter of loved ones.
It is. All right, love you. Good night.
Good night.
Angel of Light. If you began to watch this film knowing only the name, you might think it's a soft, happy film about religion. It's not.
You can't air the rest of this on public TV.
That's director Cruz Smith's way of saying this film is not for the weak of heart.
It's a horror thriller, drama. Words people like to use is transgressive and a bummer.
It's a feature film about a car salesman who asks a pastor to heal him.
Let's do it.
But the salesman has to pay a steep price to get the miracle.
You wouldn't screw a pastor, would you?
For Smith, writing isn't just a passion.
The paperwork started.
It's a need, woven into the story of who he is.
I've written so many screenplays.
By so many, he means at least 10. 10 feature-length screenplays.
I write every day.
Is it a habit or something you just can't stop doing?
I just can't stop doing it. I need to write. These stacks of legal pads probably show you.
And it's not just the words on the page. Smith loves to work closely with his actors.
Listen,
to build performances that grip viewers.
I know that I haven't always been a great husband.
I just admire what they can do. It takes a lot of vulnerability.
What is it?
He's sitting right over there.
Smith will keep creating, because for him, like so many other artists, it's vital.
Speaking at the church this week.
High school theater.
5 minutes to places!
It's a world of organized chaos, where the backstage is alive with energy, and the stakes feel sky high.
I said 5 minutes! Does anyone have
That chaotic spirit is exactly what Lee McTeer-Shield captures in her short film, Hell is High School Theater. It's a film made by a theater kid, about theater kids, featuring theater kids.
And it was very small, and we had lots of actors and actresses and crew crammed in there, and it was fun. I think it brought a lot of energy to the set, which I liked.
But Shield's film isn't just about the chaos. It's also a reflection of her own story.
I did theater growing up, and I thought I was going to be an actor for a really long time. I went to college theater auditions in New York, and it was a very crazy experience.
A crazy experience that she says inspired the film's central conflict, a young girl facing the pressure and anxiety of a theater audition. For Shield, her New York audition was a turning point. It moved her out of acting and into filmmaking.
Why do you act? Why do you do theater?
And making this film was an important part of embracing her new chapter as an artist.
I think it helped me let go of the experience a little bit. It was a very dramatic, angsty point in my life.
Because I don't know what else I would do.
Shield's film is about more than just the pressure of being an artist. It's also about the quiet moments of support that help us move forward.
I wanted her to run through the gauntlet until the very end. And then she hugs her mom and it kind of just fades to black. Yeah. And that's the moment I think I'm the most proud of, for sure.
A story about theater, vulnerability, and the support systems that keep us going. Shield isn't acting anymore, but she's finding a new way to tell stories that resonate. The Places You Go. It's an animated short about a woman overwhelmed by life, just trying to get some rest.
She just kind of falls into bed, and then the bed eats her.
She's sucked in and enters a half-conscious, anxious dream state. If you've had an anxiety dream before, you know what this feels like.
Realistically, it's me. It's a self-portrait.
In this film, creator Shannon Ferguson is depicting her own search for rest.
So that is your hand? Yeah, so this is my Syracuse class ring, and then I made this ring.
The film's opening section that you just watched is completely hand-drawn, meticulously crafted at 12 frames per second.
We're at 42 seconds, so 42 times 12 is a heck of a lot of frames.
444?
Sounds about right.
That math was wrong. It's actually 504 frames, which is a lot of work.
I like to make my life as difficult as possible.
Throughout the rest of the film, Ferguson used a different technique. Print-based stop-motion animation. Here's how she made those birds.
1, 2, 3.
Ferguson hand-carved 9 images of a bird at different points in flight. Then she printed them onto felt, cut them out, and used green screen and chroma key effects to layer them into what you see on screen.
It was a lot of work, but I'm really proud of how it turned out.
Ferguson also paid attention to sound design.
During most of the film, the frequencies in the sound are specifically frequencies that are meant to calm anxiety.
See, she has a chronic pain disorder that is intertwined with her anxiety, and she's using her art to create conversations about these invisible illnesses.
I wanted to create the experience that was visceral also for the audience, not just for myself.
Ferguson is just getting started. This was her first film, and she already has plans to make another, using what's called relief-style printmaking as a meditative practice to bring herself relief.